Are you ready to talk? Let's go. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is your boy, Carl E. Long, coming to you with Let's Talk with Carl E. Long, the podcast. Yes, the podcast, episode 50. This is what we're doing today. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I'm so excited to be here again. As you know, my episodes are getting a little bit further and further between because, a brother got to go to work. So, haven't had a lot of time to get my weekly, what I'd like to do, podcast in, but I'm never going to give up because I made a promise that I was going to do this. So, hello everyone, and welcome to the show, back to the show. Now, today's episode is about what you, the voter, need to know. We're heading into the midterms, and there are major issues being overlooked, ignored, spun, confused, and I want to make sure that I help you make a weighted decision about what's going on. And that's what my whole thing about this podcast has been about. You as the voter deserve to know, have clarity, So right now, there's so much going on, and I just don't know how we're going to make it. I really don't. And then, as I say, I trust God. I do. I trust God always about how things are going because I know that all things work for the good of those who love God, and I do love God. So I'm just a bit worried about how this may affect some of us, what's going on here now with the Trump administration and the things that this guy is doing. This is ridiculous, guys. Can you believe we're not being punked? We're not being punked. This is actually happening. This is all actually happening. It's happening in real time. And you'd have to be some kind of a mystery writer or some kind of a writer to have written what is going on in America right now. You never would have thunk it. I said that. Yeah, I said thunk it. So first thing I want to talk about is the government shutdown. What did you think about it? What did you feel about the government shutdown? Did the Democrats cave? Me, I think they caved. I think they caved because with us not being able to, we don't lead anything. The Republicans control the House, the Senate, the White House, and you can pretty much say the Supreme Court. So we had no leverage to do anything. And it wasn't so much a ploy as it was really getting in there and say, they are never going to think about the American people. And this is our only way to do that. You have to think of it that way. No Democrat wanted people to starve. No Democrat wanted people to lose their job or anything like that. But then they were already taking jobs away from us. So, so what do? So here was an end. And thank God for the filibuster. In this case, it's a good thing because the Democrats held out. The House is going to do its thing, but I'm always afraid of that Senate. So Chuck Schumer and his band of merry men did a little bit for a while until they caved. And this was all for the American people. You can think whatever you want about the Democrats and what they do and their methods and then people saying they're not strong enough, they're not tough enough, they don't know how to fight this thing. And they don't, because Democrats truly are for the people. They really are for the people. So here we have something coming up, Obamacare. And I know there's a lot of problems with the Affordable Care Act. I really do know, but it was coming up for those subsidies to expire, which is going to make premiums go through the roof. Now, I have worked for a small business, a small company. And so what my insurance was, it was Obamacare. They called it the Affordable Care. You go out there and you pick your thing. And it was high. But the fact of the matter is, I needed health insurance. And in the past, there would not have been anything available to me if a company could not afford to have it. They just didn't have it. But what this did was it gave them a way for us to go out and shop for insurance and get it much cheaper than what you would have to pay out of pocket. So even though it's not the best, because when Barack and his team came up with the Affordable Care Act, the Republicans, they kept fighting him. They fought him on all kinds of stuff, and the states fought him. And so it's really not there like it should be. And we need to fix it. We do need to fix it. But the Republicans have no answer for it whatsoever. They have no answer. Trump even said he had concepts of a plan. They have no answer of what's going on here. So that's why I think that the Democrats caved, because we should have stayed longer. We as people were stepping up. We were trying to help the people that were not getting food and SNAP and all kinds of other stuff. We were trying to help. And the people that weren't getting paid, people were trying to help, but we needed this leverage. But what it did do something. It exposed them. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So that's why the shutdown helped. It exposed a lot of things. So, we're in this fight, and people will say that it's right versus left. But to me, it is right versus wrong. And there's only one side, right. You can be red all day and blue all day, but you need to be right all day on the side of history that is right, that is humane, that is the right thing to do. That's what this fight is all about. And as much as you want to call Democrats weak and not being able to do anything, they fight for what's right most of the time. We have our problems.